Hi Ben. Okay, so I was asked by your teacher Sam to provide feedback on the pose for this cool dragon that you did. I understand that it will be 3D printed later on, which is very cool. So hopefully the result will be nice. So a bit of a background. I'm not sure if you know, but I'm a lead animator, so I usually I mean, if I could say so, my forte is animation, not really modeling. So I'm gonna try to focus and be as helpful as I can on the pose, but ultimately I think you should seek advice of modelers. And mainly I'm saying this because, like I said, I'm not a modeler, but I can definitely see that you've got some modeling issue, not modeling, but like anatomy issues. So I know it's a fantasy dragon, right? But still, it's a dragon, so people just directly recognize it as a dragon, and they've seen a lot of dragons, so they can already tell that things are feeling a bit weird or proportion a bit weird. It's not like this would be an alien and nobody has never saw this. So yeah. So the first thing that I noticed when I watched when I watched the video was first the wings oriented. So first, if I'm not lying, the first thing I noticed was the few proportion and anatomy issues that I can see on the forearm here, on the wings. So that's why I mentioned like do have a look at reference. I mean, I googled very quickly at dragon anatomy. You can find a lot of things, and be careful of what you look for as well. You see, this is great reference because yeah, there you go. You've got your wings, and you can base stuff out of real things. So birds' wings, for example, or bat wings rather, if you want to. Um, so like have a look at what's the next step above like the bone structure would be like the muscle and see how they are attached and things like that. Um, to work on the muscle because to me this let me display like this is abnormally big compared to the forearm. This should be the forearm, and those are the fingers. So yeah, have a look at reference overall and see how you can apply this. But I would say it's a good start. So yeah, so yeah, that would be my main advice. I'm not sure where you are with this project and how much in a rush you are, but what I would say is you're gonna 3D print this thing. So once it's printed, it's done. Like you're gonna see the mistakes and stuff, and it's fine ultimately, right? But you're gonna see your mistakes, or if you already noticed some mistakes, they're gonna stay on the model. So I would strongly advise that if you have the time, of course. Anyway, I'm enough about this. I'm just gonna say about what your teacher asked me to talk about, which is the pose. So same for the pose actually. I would look for reference. Perhaps you did. I just Googled dragon on a rock. You've got tons of things in there, but and those are different things like that. Obviously those are 2D illustration, but I don't know if I take this one for example. So I've got this tool that enables me to draw over my screen while I speak. So a good pose usually, so I mean it's a very long subject. I would advise you to look at yeah, I don't know, animation book or whatever, or pose, good posing in in animation tutorials or things like that. You've got a really good one actually. Um, yeah, this one, New Frame Plus. The guy is an animator, and I really like his video. And I think he did one on Overwatch. Yeah, Overwatch. Yeah, pose design, but I'm sure if I search pose, okay. Yeah. Anyway, look for these sort of videos to teach you about a bit about pose and stuff. But yeah, a good pose generally, especially for a miniature, you have a nice flow to it. Like you've got a nice line of action, you've got a nice clear thing that is happening. You see like this one here, this one is all curved back, so this one we just made it. This one, well, this one I think his head is here, so he's more like seated. So you've got a nice clear line of action. Look at this one. You see, or this one. You've got some, especially with a squiggly thing like that. This one is not so clear. But like this one or this one, you see, you've got like a nice clear things happening. So I would say first, that's the first thing you should be looking at before anything else is like having putting some sort of, and you do have a good base, I would say, for that, although obviously I'm rotating around, but if I just decide to take a three-quarter view. The view here is not great. If I just go, I don't know, let me see. That was, those are a bit too, okay. I can't actually find those, all those view. I'm looking for, this one, maybe. Yeah, this one could work. Yeah. So it's more of a side view rather than a three-quarter, but anyway, that's fine. So yeah, you do have, I think, okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit. You've got a little curve here, but what I would advise you to do is find a nice strong pose, a nice strong line of action. So if he's roaring, I don't know, make him roar like this, or make him roar like this. Just push things a bit more, and then you will build things around it. Um, I would say you've got two very important thing with the dragon is the obviously the long neck and head, and the long squiggly tail. So those are very, very important. So as soon as you find a spine for your character, let's say this is going to be the shape of your spine, then you can find perhaps not this, but a nice, sorry, a nice thing to, you know, sorry, I'm a bit rubbish at drawing today, but yeah, like a nice, a nice line of action. That's what I'm talking about. So that's the first thing. So look for that. Second thing then would be balance. All right, so we need to talk about those wings too, but I see that. Oh, no, it's not a video. It's nice that you try to put the wing to show that the wings, um, to break the silhouette of the dragon and stuff. That's stuff you find here, kind of a bit everywhere. Obviously, if the wings were tucked in, it wouldn't feel the same at all. Actually, there was one where the wings were tucked in, and it feels, yeah, it's less cool, I would say, for sure, especially if you're gonna 3D print that. Where was it? I saw it earlier when I was Googling. Anyway, oh man, I even draw. Oh, yeah, that's the one. No, they're not tucked in. Never mind. Never mind. They are probably this one. Definitely not as cool as having if we had like the wings, all opened and stuff. Definitely not as cool. Yeah, so that's nice. But if you do that, make sure that you do it right. So right now, the wings oriented upwards like that, I've only seen that. I think it was an eagle or something that is trying to is doing something to basically I think it's either to get some warmth or reflect the sun into his body. Like it's a very unique thing to do. And here it seems like your dragon is more like a bat kind of wings. So it doesn't have feather, but it has this. Forgot how it's called, but like yeah, yeah the I don't find a word, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, yeah, so have a look at that and how you could pose the wings. If you Google, like you see here, you've got tons of reference here. The wings are not oriented like you did. It looks a bit odd. Even that one, I mean, this is not good. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this at all. But if that's what you try to do, The side view would be more like, so whatever the thing is doing. Perhaps the wings are at the back a little bit. Yeah, so if that's the side view, the wings are like that. They are not oriented like you did. Let me change color. Um, they are not oriented like you did, which is upward like that. That is very odd, I find, and not very appealing. Yeah, I would strongly advise you to rotate those wings downwards. So rotate them downwards here. Sorry, I'm talking about when I say rotate them. I'm not sure if you have a rig or anything, but take the wrist controller and from that view just rotate it downwards. So it means like the fingers here they will just go that direction to then, oops, sorry, then show backward. But like um for some reason it's not easy to explain what I mean, but basically this here, this area here, this is the back of the wing, and it should be on the top, if you know what I mean. And this here, mm, sorry, and this here, this area here, this is the inside of the wing, so it should be the other way around, really, if you know what I mean. It should be rotated. So hopefully you'll manage to understand what I mean. That's the first thing I would say. Usually we say as well in posing, it's not great to have asymmetry. So with wings though, I would argue it's not that bad because obviously they need to be kind of symmetric to be able to fly. Although here is not flying, so you could definitely have one a bit more open than the other one. This is up to you. It seems like he's roaring, so he's trying to make himself big. So it seems like this is, to me, this is fine to have a symmetry, but it's always interesting and more organic to do not have like 100% symmetry on that. So the wings then after the line of action. Then you have the balance, which is very important. Wait. Did I mention the tail? Well, I guess it's kind of included in the line of action, but yeah, you see here. You've got a nice straight. We don't really want to see this, like what you have with the neck and what you have here with the tail. I feel like, sorry, I'm going on again with the line of action, but I feel like this is what you should have. And then for the tail, tail is nice, but here you've got a little bit too much of a squiggly, squiggly tail. So I would advise you to simplify that. That will only help. You've got a very, yeah, I would, if you're going for something like that, I would just, something like this, just go with the flow. And what could be nice as well is here the tail is hidden, is buried. When you're gonna 3D print that, the tail is gonna be, merged with that big rock here. So why don't you, and perhaps you can't, but just have the tip here. So, like just to create that little, actually I'm not gonna do this rather, to create that little silhouette, nice little silhouette here, to fill that empty gap here, and it's gonna help your overall shaping, line of action. Yeah, tail are a lot of fun to pose. They are a nightmare to animate, especially long one like this, but you're not worried about that right now, so it's fine. Yep, that's it. Then body mechanic and balance and stuff for quadruped, this is a very tricky subject. What I would say though, don't laugh, is pose it yourself and take a picture or film yourself being in that pose. You will see that uh, most likely you will not kneel like it is right now. Uh, right now, it doesn't feel badass at all to have this dude kneeled against the rock. Um, because all I see here when I just focus on this is, and I'm trying to ignore the tail. So let me just do this. Oh, sorry. No, wrong tool. If I hide everything here, only focus. Sorry, so I should have chosen a better perspective. But if I hide everything and just see this, so this is what I see when I say I'm only focusing on this. I just see someone kneeling here. It's very bad. You don't want the dragon to kneel. You want the others to kneel, not the dragon. Um, yeah. So. Yeah, work. So I would say, because to simplify things, because it's very complicated to explain you the ins and out in like the 10-minute video of a quadruped body mechanics. So I would say put yourself on four legs. I mean, on your hand, you put your hand on the ground and just try to be in that pose. Just mimic that dragon. You will see that most likely your yeah, well, first you will probably have a more rounder spine, but it's fine again to have like um if you want to go again, I'm rambling on again on the line of action, but ultimately it's part of it. So if you want to go this way, and then that's fine. It's fine to have a curve here. If you want to go this way, then you will have a round back basically. So you will see that your legs will not. So the dragon basically is on his toes. So an animal leg um, is something like that. So you've got the thigh, the shin, and then this is the ankle. This is the ankle here. Then this is the foot, and then whatever, if it's clothes or whatever, but this is half his fingers. So this is the foot. So he's on his toes, the dragon. So put yourself on four legs and try to mimic that pose, and you will see. Try to be on your toes and take a picture of that or film it, whatever, and you will see you will come up with a much more natural posing than kneeling here. So that's the other thing. And then lastly, the front legs. I'm not too fussed about the neck and the face. It's nice. Although again, look at anatomy and things like that. But it is nice. It is powerful. You could have a more interesting tongue, again, just to break that little empty space here. That would make it look good. The arms, same. If you when you will go on four legs, you will see. Try to feel what your shoulder are doing. Try to feel what your bicep. I mean your. I forgot how it's called in English. The arm. I think it's yeah, it's the arm. So the arm is doing, and your forearm is doing. Try to feel it, and you will see that most likely yeah, your arm is not stretched like that. If you want to go for a stretch pose like this is fine. You will definitely have to push that pose here to communicate that. Yep, it's pushing. So that would be more like it's yeah. Why not? Why not? But yeah, yeah. Have a look. I would say if I were you, I would probably relax this, put a bit more weight on this arm and yeah, you could come up with it's fine as well if you want to have a kind of a symmetry with the front legs, but avoid to have it with the back legs then in that case. Right now you've got a symmetry here. Well, this one is a perfect symmetry and it feels quite bad. And this one not so much I think, but there's nothing really interesting going on. So yeah. So in a nutshell, that's it. I think I said a lot. The main thing is I could go on a lot. It's 20 minutes. But yeah. Check reference, man. Check reference. That's gonna help you a lot. It's fine to don't steal the pose. That's the main thing. Although you could, if you wanted to. The dragon is yours, so you did it differently. But still, few elements like let me try to see if I could. What about this one? This one is a bit hard to read what's happening with the front legs. But see how that one feels a bit more interesting in terms of the pose of the legs of the arms, sorry. So this one, although this one is a wyvern, so wyvern are like when they don't have four legs and two wings, but the front legs are wings. This one, for example, see how you see it feels. There he's trying to have an interesting thing happening with the legs. Or just again, like you will most likely see by yourself when you will pose that you will come up with a different, more interesting uh, pose for the front legs. Like this one, for example, this is a clear. You see, like I said, like I don't know what this dragon is doing. Is it sitting? Is it whatever? It looks like it's kind of sitting, but the back legs are actually resting. Like it needs a lot of. Basically, the dragon here is showing off because it needs a lot of effort to stay in that pose. It's not like, it's not relaxed sitting or whatever, like this one, for example. So you have to decide what you want to communicate. If it's a roar, and it seems like it is, definitely you can put some um, energy to it. So the line of action will really help you determine like what's happening and what the direction of the flow is going. Um, but yeah. You have to come up with a little bit more of an interesting pose, in my opinion, with the legs. So first, work your line of action, then the weight and how balanced it has to feel, because it has to feel balanced, of course. You don't want it to look like he's gonna fall, which is definitely not the case right now. He's definitely feel grounded because he has his knees on the thing as well. So, but yeah, overall it's quite balanced, so it's nice. So it's only a matter of improving what you have. I'm sorry, it's a little bit long, but like I said, it's a very complex subject, what you're trying to do. So look at a ton of reference and really, I mean, a ton. So funny enough, I have some weird results here, but like, I don't know, I would Google other stuff too, or look at, yeah, this is a perfect example. Just look at that. You got your dragon, um, and you see that the chest has a little bit of an angle. His chest has a little bit of an angle there. So basically this part is lower than the other shoulder there. Sorry, it's starting to be a bit messy. His shoulder is here and his other one is here. His arm here is going that way and the other one is going, most likely I can't see, but that way. So you see already you have a much more organic pose. Again, this is just resting, but see how you've got that nice line of action here happening. So he's just resting, and if you want to put some tension into it, well, your call. But you have to make the choice, the artistic choice, and then commit to it. So you have to really go into details and things about it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hopefully that helps. Yep, that's it. Good luck though with the project. Seems like a really nice, fun project that you guys are working on. So have fun.